Welcome to our Going Digital with NCCERconnect session. My name is Brian Hale. I'm a marketing manager for Pearson, and I work with NCCER on the curriculum delivery of NCCERconnect. In today's session, I'm going to give you a brief tour of what NCCERconnect is and how you can use it in your classroom. We're also going to hear from a faculty member on how they're using it successfully in their classroom. To get started, I'm going to show you the home page for NCCERconnect, which you see in front of you here. This is designed to give you a complete learning management system experience, so you can use it as a hybrid or full online course. NCCERconnect is designed to be customizable, so it can work with you on how you want to deliver your instructional needs. Everything I'm showing you here can be adjusted from the instructor standpoint. It can be customized and made to work exactly how your curriculum is run. When you first log into NCCERconnect, you'll see your instructor homepage here. All NCCERconnects come fully pre-populated with concept check quizzes, practice quizzes, chapter quizzes, and a full interactive e-text. You have the option of assigning everything all at once to your students, meaning they'll be able to come in and they'll be able to go through all their concept check questions, the trade term quizzes, and their practice quizzes on their own. They'll have full access to the e-text and all the modules that are loaded into here. Or you will have the option to adjust settings and set due dates for specific assignments so students won't be able to go ahead. They'll only have access to the modules and the exercises that you give them access to. On the home screen here, you'll see the opportunity here to provide announcements to students so you can communicate with them one-on-one or as a whole. When they log into NCCERconnect, they'll be able to see the announcements you make. You'll also have a quick at-a-glance view of your gradebook on the home page, so you can quickly see what your class average is, any quizzes or pop quizzes in this case that you assign to students, review questions. You'll be able to see the due dates, the date you assigned it, what students have completed it and which ones haven't. You'll also be able to manage your gradebook to take a deeper dive into how your class is doing, what their scores are, their averages are. You'll be able to dig into specifics as far as how much time they're spending on each quiz, your class as a whole, how much time they're spending, and the average questions getting right or wrong. And we'll dive into that in a moment. Below this, you'll also see your assignments at a glance, so you'll be able to see what assignments quickly you have up and coming. And you'll be able to manage your assignments here, which is where you'll be able to assign or unassign products or solutions for your students. On the left-hand navigation bar here is where you can jump around your course as well. So if you'd like to go to your Multimedia Library and see all the media that we have available for you, you can jump to your module assignments here. You'll be able to see what assignments are set up for your students. So in this case, you can see for Module 1, we have a very typical learning path where you have a reading assignment, a concept check that students will have to then complete, a trade term, and review questions. Remember, all NCCERconnect offerings come with a complete online e-text that is mobile friendly and can be accessed offline. It can be used on any mobile device, tablet, or phone. And they're all preloaded with your concept checks and trade term quizzes and review questions. Again, you have the option to customize or adjust any of these. If I go back to the main menu here, you'll see that these buttons here are customizable as well. You can adjust the order of the modules if you teach in a different order. In this case, you can see I put Module 2 after Module 3. You can also add buttons. So in this case, you can see I added a video button, and I loaded up a video that I found on YouTube from a site that I find reputable. You can also assign this as a homework assignment for students to watch this video should you see fit. Again, all these options are very easy to do, and it makes it a clean experience. You could also record videos or lecturing of yourself. You can load it up in an example to YouTube, and you can share them within your NCCERconnect course. If I go back to my course home, I like to point out that on the top right hand of your course home as an instructor, you'll see a View Student Home button. If I select that, this gives me the view of a student. From here, you can quickly see, as a student would see, what their upcoming assignments are in a two-week at a glance. So a student can see here there are a few assignments due this week earlier. There's check marks here, meaning they've completed them. They can see there's a few more assignments due on Friday. There's a homework assignment, a quiz. And then next week they can see there's something due on Tuesday the 3rd. If I scroll further down, they'll be able to see any announcements that have been made to them, what's past due, in this case nothing's past due yet, and their current assignments. So here you can see they have some math review, some review questions and reading that are all due on October 30th. And next week, here's their trade term quiz due. You can also see what they've completed below that, where in this case I've completed 4 assignments. You can see what I've completed here. All of their scores are automatically graded. So if I go back to my main menu, as a student completes their assignments, they can check the results button over here, and they can see how they're doing in the class. So here you can see their averages, they can see the date and time they took it, how much time they spent on it, and they can review them. All of this is also shown on the instructor side, where you can dig even deeper to get a better understanding on how your class is faring and how they're understanding the assignments. We're going to take a deeper dive into that in a moment, but if I click on the Multimedia Library and I select all the media available here, here's where you can find any of our, in this case, e-text pages or interactive figures. If I want to show you what an e-text looks like, I can click on the e-text link here, just like a student would. Again, this e-text will open up on any device and can be read offline through the Pearson e-text app. Here's what it would look like. It is full color. They do have the option to highlight and take notes. As you can see, I've highlighted and taken some notes within this one here. Students can click on the top left here and view the full table of contents. They can jump to another module. And should, again, they want to take notes, all you do is highlight the area, you select a color, that'll highlight it. Now if they want to put a note here, they can do the same thing, highlight it, make this one pink, click on the little pencil. This is important. And create a note and click save. You can see now there's been a note there, it's been saved. I can also bookmark this page. I can search the entire e-text if I want to find something quickly. This is a great tool to use for instructors in the classroom if they're looking for something to show students on a big screen, or again, for students at home, they're just looking for a specific term or section, they can quickly find it by the search function. Again, on the top left here, I can search or look at all my history and my bookmarks real quickly by clicking the history page. Here are all the bookmarks I've made. I also have the option to click on the notebook, and I can view all the notes that I've made here. I can filter them, I can select them, and I can print them. So the Pearson eText is a very nice experience for students. You can access it anywhere, anytime, and any place, and it's always readily available for student access. Okay, now I'm going to jump over to a course where I have some students logged in so you can see a better view of the gradebook. So here you can see we're in another class where I do have some mock students put into here that I've taken a few concept checks and quizzes. So here you can see my gradebook, like I showed you before, is now populated. I have a class average of a 56. I'll be able to see any assignments that I've created or that are assigned to students when they're due, how many have completed it, in this case 0 of 2. Here's another view of assignments due. And like I mentioned before, let's take a deeper dive into the gradebook by clicking Manage Gradebook right here and get a better understanding of how my class is doing. From here you can see your class roster. Your students are automatically registered and logged in when they use their access code. If I want to view my assignments, I click View Results By. I'm going to select all assignments so you can see everything. And I'm going to jump to the beginning of my class, and I know Module 4 was the last module that I had practiced here. I'm going to show you what Module 4 looks like. Here you can see Module 4 reading, concept checks, and trade terms. You can see my reading, I have 100%. My concept checks, a 91.67. I'll be able to view item analysis, meaning specific questions on that are answered by your class as a whole, how many students are getting one question right versus wrong, to give you a better understanding where the gaps are. I can also look down here and see my class. My 2 students, I can see that Rajan here has not completed anything, so he's missing stuff. I can see that Kobe here has completed some stuff with a pretty good grade. If I want to take a peek at how Kobe did on this specific concept check, I can click on it. This will tell me how he did, how much time he spent, and the date he took it. I'll also have actions here where I can email, review, change scores, omit scores. I can even do settings per student. So should I have an individual education plan, I can set that up as well here and give them more time or other attempts. We go back to the gradebook. I can also view my performance by module here. This will allow me to see how my class is doing as a whole. So if I look at module 4, my class average is a 92. I can expand it and see actually how my class is doing on each section to help give me a better understanding of where I need to spend time and review when we meet in class again the next time. So rather than spending time reviewing stuff that my class is clearly understanding with 100 here, I can spend a little bit more time where I see some gaps and I need a little bit more review. Okay, if I go back to my student overview here, this will show me my class as a whole. Again, you can click on Kobe Bryant. You can see exactly everything he's done, his scores, dates, and time spent, and make changes here accordingly. So lots of information you can do on the gradebook. You can also go to your module assignments. I'll go back to the home page, scroll down, and click Manage Assignments. Here's where you can actually make changes to your assignments. You can assign or unassign items. You can set due dates, as you see I've done over here. Or you can create your own assignments. If I hit Create, let's just say I want to create a homework assignment. You can do that. Video review and practice. Name it whatever you'd like. You'd simply click Next. Here's where you can have them review by clicking Media. I can have them review e-text pages, modules, or videos. I can go to questions, after I add this. And I can select some questions. Again, you can review all these questions to see what they are. I can simply click Add and build my little pop quiz here for my students. I can review this, remove questions. I can read the questions, see if I like them. But let's just say this is all I want to do, a quick 5-question review. I can create my own questions. I can pull questions from other modules. Real easy to do. And then just click Next. Here's where I can assign a due date. So let's assign this for tomorrow, the 29th. You can set prerequisites, limit the number of times of attempts to 1. I'm just going to click Save and Assign. Again, lots of parameters you can set here. You can set time limits. You can scramble questions if you're doing a quiz. You can see I've now assigned that. If I scroll way to the bottom here, here's where it says Video Review and Practice. I always like to go back to my course home and just check how that looks for a student by clicking View Student Home. Now I can see here it is on the 29th. Video Review and Practice. Here's a quiz I just created. I can select it. You can see here I have some media to review and some questions. I can show you exactly what it looks like. Here's what the question looks like. You can choose your answers. Again, this is just homework, so it's going to give them a rationale and give them a second shot to take this. So if I get one wrong, it's going to give me the rationale and it'll give me an option to retake it. And as I'm going through this, you can see my score going up on the top right. I now have a 25%. I got this question wrong. It's giving me a rationale. So I'm learning as I go here. And again, I can read this, what section is covered in the e-text page, and I can give it another shot. If I get it right, it'll correct it. If I get it wrong, it'll ask me to move on. So everything I'm doing here is being tracked and graded and put into the instructor gradebook, so you'll be able to see exactly what your students are doing, the time they're spending, and what questions they're getting right or wrong. Okay, so that's a brief overview of NCCERconnect, how it can be utilized. We have many live webinars, recorded webinars, trainings, and short little videos on how to do stuff in here. But now I want to take a moment and speak with one of our current users and get some of their feedback and best practices and see how they're using this in their course.
Hi, my name is Jeff Freystone. I'm living here in Denver, Colorado, working at Haynes Mechanical. I'm here in our first year HVAC classroom. This is our basic furnace demonstrator board, along with our second year electrical board. You know, training has evolved a lot over the last 10 years, 15 years. I've been in the industry for the last 21 years, and I first had my experience with building an online classroom in Salt Lake City, Utah, around 10 years ago. We had to. We had apprentices spread out through about 7 states with the one Utah employer that I was working for, and we had to have an online program. So we pretty much just took the textbook we had and tried to shoehorn it into a program. And it worked relatively well for what we were trying to accomplish at the time. Last spring, as you all know, when coronavirus came into effect, we had to finish the school year. Well, I'd already had some experience with NCCERconnect, and I tried to turn the ship in the middle of the ocean, so to speak, with some disastrous results. And the reason for that is the students were unprepared, we were unprepared as a staff, so we took a lot of those learnings from last spring and honed them through the summer so that we had a much better launch experience this fall, some of which I'm going to explain to you in a few minutes. Well, what we do is we are now bringing our students in here 1 night a week. We used to bring them in here 2 nights a week. So 1 night a week, they are at home. They're doing their reading assignments with the use of NCCERconnect. They're also doing their multimedia access exercises. They're doing their terminology terms. They're also doing their review questions. And then they're coming to class 1 night a week. Now, when they come to this class, we buy them free dinner every night. A lot of the students who attend our classes do not work for Haynes Mechanical, especially in our first year class. And what we do is we bring them in and we look at them, and this becomes our future hiring pool. So some of these students will work for our competitors. Some of them will be right off the street, so to speak. And others will work for our customers, which helps us form better relationships with our customers also. Well, one of the important components is we get to know these students. We get to know their goods and their bads and how they do on tests and how they do on homework. Also, our CEO, Craig Haynes, comes down and visits our classes on all the nights that he is available. He gets to know them. We take our Haynes culture and help introduce that to our students right from the get-go, which are based upon trust, respect, and integrity. Those are our core values. Well then, when HR opens a position for hire, this becomes our prime hunting ground. This is what I have called our gold mine. So, who's teaching these classes? It's our craft instructors. And I teach a craft instructor class every spring to certify up a new group of craft instructors. But these would be the lead techs from our teams, some of our supervisors, some of our managers, and then some of our journeyman technicians have elected to help us teach these classes. But I've also done something pretty unique this year, and that is I have created a new position which I call a primary craft instructor. So this primary craft instructor is assigned to each year, first year, second, third, and fourth. And as we bring in different craft instructors week to week, this primary instructor is mentoring our students, checking their overall progress. He's getting on NCCERconnect on a weekly basis and making sure they're doing their assignments, they're putting in their reading time, and then he is getting with these students and sending them emails that says, hey, you're doing awesome, or you need to work on that assignment, or whatever. The next thing that happens is we did something this fall that was really unique, and it was this. We created some policies and procedures for Haynes University, and we PowerPointed those and went over them on the first night of class in what we called a launch meeting. And the idea with this launch meeting is, hey, here's all the rules for the school. And how did I come up with these? All of the problems that I had last spring were addressed. And I had 2 of these meetings, one for the craft instructors, and the second was for the students. And then they all signed this document, and the advantage now is if somebody is not attending school properly or not doing their homework, guess what? I have a document that says, hey, but you agreed to do this. It makes a big, big difference. Also, it has changed how our instructors instruct. And here's what happens. We make it a requirement that the students read the text before they show up for class. And the instructors are like loving it because their job of teaching the content is much simpler than what it was even a year ago. It makes a big difference. Something else has happened too, and that is the cost savings to the company has been significant because now that they're attending school 1 night a week at home and 1 night here, we have saved over 800 driving trips. And many of these students, of course, have a company vehicle, and so we're saving gas mileage and insurance liability from them attending here for 800 trips a week. I mean, a school year. It has really helped us immensely. Instructors really have 3 tasks. When our students come in, they fill in the big gaps, they answer questions, they work with the students. And then we're putting a much greater emphasis on our performance profiles, which we really haven't done to this degree before. And then also, the students are coming in for their online testing, which is ran by Haynes University. It would either be myself as master trainer or my assistant, the craft instructors who do not do any proctored testing. That's handled by Haynes University staff. And then we're also responsible for making sure the instructor evaluations are done. We're also responsible to make sure the performance profile paperwork is properly done and uploaded. So really, we've taken the pressure off from our craft instructors. What are they expected to do? They're expected to be awesome at teaching what they know. There's a big advantage to doing more hands-on learning. And it is, these students come in and they're like, well, Jeff, you don't understand how I learn. I don't really learn very well out of a book. And it's like, yes, sir, I do, and you're in the right place. The hands-on learning is the key, and we have focused on that with these boards. I've truly got 3 more classrooms and a lab, and we have got this stuff sitting all over the place. We've got compressors and walk-in refrigerators and ice machines and electrical boards where we teach parallel series circuits and combination circuits. We're teaching all this hands-on. Our students are absolutely loving this because what it does is we're memory hooking them. Hey, we're giving them experiences that are so unique that they're hard to forget. And something else we've done to supplement this with our customers, we have the perfect place to take them on field trips. So we take them to Bronco Stadium, or we take them to the local TV stations. These are our customers, and we expose them to the goings-ons in those areas. We've also been able to do something else with NCCERconnect, and here's what it is. It gives us tangible, measurable results on student performance. There's something I've always said, and it is this: if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Well, NCCERconnect allows us to measure it. Therefore, we take this information and we send it to our stakeholders, operations, the guys who are ultimately paying the bills, and saying, hey, here's how your students, your apprentices are performing in class. And then also, every time they take an online test, we're sending that score report to their supervisor as well, so that we can partner with them for advancing their apprentices' overall education. And then the most important thing that I think we do is about every July or August, before we start school, we have a celebration. We graduate our students, first year through fourth year, with special prizes, special recognition, and we get them all lamped up, ready to start another school year. So my name is Jeff Freestone. I'm here in Denver, Colorado. My telephone phone number is 970-673-2919. If you have any questions or any comments about how we run the school, I would love to spend some time with you. Thank you.